Hello everyone and welcome out to Proshow Live, where we talk about whatever topic I want to discuss, and more importantly, you get to discuss it as well by calling in on Skype and chatting with me, and along with everyone else here at the show. Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching, listening, paying attention. All that, really appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about two topics. One is the brand new console called the Ouya, spelled O-U-Y-A, which I feel weird saying out loud. Ouya. And then after the break, we're going to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man, the most recent Marvel movie. We'll get the calls in a little bit, and I'll let you know when those are ready. But first, let's talk about this Ouya thing. And if you haven't heard about the Ouya... God. I keep saying it. I have no choice. If you haven't heard about the Ouya is this brand new console idea where it's basically going to take all Android games. It's an Android console. So like games you'd play on an Android phone is going to be put onto a console. That way you can play it onto your television. And it's going to be like stupid cheap. They're saying they want to sell it for $100. $99. And what's getting it a lot of buzz is what they're really trying to push with it is that it's designed to be quote-unquote broken. And when they say broken, I think what they mean is that it's designed so that anyone can crack it open and develop games for that. In fact, they encourage it. They want anyone to actually create games for this new console and throw it up onto their service so that anyone can see it and anyone can play it and anyone can download it. And it's getting ridiculous response. I mean, this thing blew up. They started a Kickstarter for it. They started it back about a week and a half ago, I believe. Maybe a little bit longer. About a week. I'll say about a week. So they started this Kickstarter saying, hey, we got this brand new console idea, and we can get it out there for $950,000. That's all they wanted. $950,000, and they can create this brand new console to put Android games on your television in HD. As of right now, I am literally looking at the Kickstarter page right now. Of their $950,000 goal, they have $4,842,522. More than 5 times the amount they're asking for. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Because I saw that and I'm thinking, holy crap, is it really getting that kind of response and that many people are excited about it? And the reason why I asked that is because this whole thing sounds like an awful idea. Did no one thoroughly read through the Kickstarter page? Because there's some really, really sketchy stuff in there. First off, they actually go out and talk about what they actually have in here with the Ouya. The Ouya, they say they want to release in March. That's less than a year from now. In that time, they have said they do not actually have a final console. They do not have a final controller type. They said they have the basic ideas and the chipset, but they don't have like an actual console ready to go. More importantly, so they have this Ouya console, whatever, to be able to download all these Android games for free. I'll get more on that later. For free. And they said they don't even have the service designed. So the thing that you actually connect your console into to download different things isn't even like designed or ready yet. But hey, it's coming out in March. And they're getting almost $5 million to sell it. So this free thing, that's why let's talk about this free thing. Like I said before, it's designed so that pretty much anybody can develop a game for it and then put it up onto their service and sell it that way. Now, they also said it's going to have, I think they actually said, unlimited free games. All games free to play, yes. So every game that's put on there is going to be free to play. Free to play to an extent, because it's all up to developer discretion. It can be free to play, yes. But of course it's going to have all of the, free to play purchase things, the microtransactions, buying items or something, or power, or a level up. Or what they're allowing developers to do is all their free game is going to be just a demo. And then in order to get the full game, then you have to pay for it. Which, if this thing ever actually comes to fruition, that's what I expected seeing. It's going to be a demo, and you have to pay for it for free. But the demo's free, so hey, they didn't break their promise. And that's how, like, developers are supposed to make money off of this thing. Because that's what they're promising. Anyone who makes this, you're going to make money. Exactly, Zig the Hunter. A $50,000 crystal pickaxe. Free game, $50,000 axe. Now, of course, those are just some of the options. So it's possible that developers can make their game completely free with just the microtransactions to get items or extra sets or skins or whatever. Other problems. The controller. Ben Kuchera of the Penny Arcade Report did this excellent write-up all about the Ouya and why you should be skeptical. And he points out something very, very interesting, which I kind of noticed myself, but he just kind of... He was a lot smarter about it. The controller that they have, that they kept teasing in their Kickstarter video, literally only shows half of it. Which is like... It basically looks like a really shiny 360 controller, only every button's a colored circle. With the exact same colors as a 360 controller, come to think of it. But that's all they're showing. They're only showing that half. They haven't showed the left half. They haven't shown, is it going to be another analog stick? Is it going to be a directional pad? Are there triggers? Can we expect just a full-fledged 360 controller copy? But with all of that said, here's my issue with the controller. Name a single Android game that's designed to be played with a controller. Android is a mobile device, yes, for phones. All phones are touch screens. something like Angry Birds, playing that with an analog stick, that's not going to be the same. I do realize that there are some Android games on there that basically give you a on-screen pseudo control pad. I guess it's kind of a stretch, but still, nearly every game has these touchscreen controls. A lot of them even have motion controls in it, where you have to actually tilt or move your phone to play it. So this console that's screaming all Android games on here for free in HD isn't actually, at least to me, unless they pull something out of their asses, which they could. For all I know, this whole thing is being pulled out of their ass. They could make it so it is compatible with every Android game. Now, again, going back to Ben Kuchera's story on the Penny Arcade Report, which if you don't read the Penny Arcade Report, you should. The biggest indie game out there right now, because, this is the indie developer's console. The biggest indie game out there right now, pretty much of all time, really, is Minecraft. There's no denying that. Okay, sweet. Minecraft. Hey, there's an Android version of Minecraft, right? There is. And the Ouya guys, you know what? I actually don't even know their actual company name. I just know Ouya. That's fine, whatever. So, these actual Ouya guys or whatever are saying all Android games are going to be on there. And down in the FAQ section of their Kickstarter page, there's a question saying, is Minecraft going to be on it? Their response is, and I'm just going to read this verbatim to you, and I'll tell you what this means. Mojang has committed that Minecraft and their other games will be on Ouya, but only if we prove that we can make a great product, that's our job, and enough people want their games, that's your job. Show them with your numbers that you want Minecraft on the Ouya. Now, if you just kind of read this, what you think right away is, oh my god, Mojang's going to put Minecraft on there because they're committed. Well, no. Really look at the wording here. What they're actually saying is, Mojang will put Minecraft on there. Should people actually buy our thing? And that a lot of people tell Mojang you should put Minecraft on there. Even more fascinating beyond that is that Notch, the man who created Mojang and Minecraft, has even said they have not committed and promised Minecraft on the Ouya because they would have to use the Android version, and Notch has even stated our Android version isn't that great. So why would you want to put a not that great product on the Ouya? More specifically, how do they make money off of it? I mean, every copy of Minecraft you have to pay for. So that just screams shady to me. From this company, which Domino2097 in the chat is saying, the company is called Boxer 8. Thank you, Domino. Appreciate it. Boxer 8, who I've never even heard of before. I'm beyond skeptic. And a lot of people got excited for it, and I didn't. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. I guess I could be a little bit because this thing has almost $5 million worth in backing. Which got me wondering, who's actually, pledging this money? Casual gamers? Because I would imagine primarily Android games are, they're casual games. Let's be honest. Maybe 95% of them. Are they pledging? Huh, okay. I kind of doubt that. I mean, if they're just casual games, what do they care about just getting a console if they can already get it on their phone? I can't imagine someone being so casual that they'd want to throw money behind a project that they know very little about. Alright. So maybe it's the hardcore. Maybe it's the hardcore gamers who are throwing money behind this project. Huh, okay. But, pretty sure the hardcore gamers hate everything about casual games. Most of them. Which is unfounded, because there are some great Android games out there. Just want to throw that for the record. So I'm kind of curious as to where this money's coming from. You know, of course, on their Kickstarter page, they have all these different tiers of, you know, rewards or whatever. The highest tier for $10,000 or more lets you get the first run of consoles with your username and backer number engraved into it. And you get to have a private dinner with the developers. Costs $10,000. And 5 people have bought them. Holy shit. Just looking at the quick Kickstarter page again, at the different tiers, the number of people who have pledged over $1,000 is at least 200. With all their different rewards, I don't feel like going through right now. So, I myself am saying that this... I think the console's stupid. It's not going to work. 2, there's no way this thing's going to be ready on time. I mean, think of any product that has supposed to have day one online service and servers or whatever. Not a single one didn't have some sort of hiccup or a problem with it. And this thing doesn't even have a finished product to even show, or a controller. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys. That's the Ouya. If you're seeing it for the first time, or you already knew about it, I kind of want to hear from both sides. Is this something that you're actually excited for? Do you actually see potential behind it? Are you an indie developer and love what you could possibly do with it? Am I just wrong? Or am I just going crazy on this? I want to know your thoughts. You can do that by firing up Skype right now and going down and adding a new contact, Skype name Proshow Live. One word, Proshow Live. Add me on Skype, and if I call you in, we'll see if we can't get you in here. Go ahead and do that right now. If you want to leave a little comment about what you'd like to say or beforehand or anything like that, that'd be great. Whatever. But just be... again, I'm beyond skeptical on this thing. But I'm a cynic. And bitter at everyone and everything, so that could just be me. So I'm curious, is there anyone out there who is kind of having the same thoughts as me and thinks this is just a big shady whatever? Or is there someone actually who thinks that this is a good deal and could completely change the market with disruptive technology? I want to hear from both. Let's see if we can't get someone in here right away. I don't quite know how to say the name, but it's either Ellie or Eli. Not sure, but we'll see if we can't get him, her, and talking about the Ouya.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
It's
Eli. Ellie.
Ellie.
Hi, Ellie. Where are you calling from?
I'm I'm from Switzerland, but I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, complicated stuff.
Yeah,
my
right.
thoughts on the Ouya.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm split pretty much right in the middle. It's really cheap, which makes it really interesting. But as you said, you know, Android. You know, who's going to want to make their stuff for Android?
Yeah.
Except for, you know, indie developers and stuff like that. I think it, as to put it, as one of my friends said it, I think it has a potential to be the Wii for hardcore gamers. A really cool console, but that is kind of, you know, gadgety and not perfect. And has a lot of, you know, and as we can see with the Kickstarter, has a lot of potential to take people in with the idea, but never to get really fully into it as, you know, as they promised.
So, like, not fully into it. Do you mean from like a developer standpoint, or from just a consumer game player standpoint?
I mean, from the developer standpoint, I would, I guess.
Okay.
they're promising big things. I guess what I'm saying is they're promising big things, but I'm just scared that they won't deliver. Just like when the Wii was announced, a lot of people were really excited, and it sounded like a great idea, but we got something that wasn't so great.
Gotcha. So you think the potential behind it is really cool and could be great, but when it actually comes to it, it's just going to kind of fail on all fronts?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to. That's the whole thing. I'm hoping it won't.
Do you see yourself buying one of these?
I pledged the $99. I did. I think it's cheap enough for me to be able to invest into it and be disappointed with it. It's not, a $200 console. It's half that. I have another 30 or so days to cancel it if I really want to.
Okay.
I'll see what they have to offer, and in the end, I'll probably make a final decision in the last few days.
Wow, so you actually did do a pledge of the $99, which at that tier or whatever, it basically says you're going to get like your own Ouya when it comes out, right?
Yeah.
So you basically already paid for your console.
Pretty much.
Okay, so was it really how cheap the price was that really enticed you?
Yeah. I think that's really what got me. It's cheap price for something that has, a great potential, hopefully.
Huh, all right. That's really fascinating. You know what? I hope it turns out well for you, but I'm personally I'm scared about it. I'm very skeptical, so I would say definitely keep an eye on it, because if they give you the chance to pull out, and you should just keep an eye on it.
Definitely will.
Okay, hey man, thank you very much for calling in, and enjoy your time in America.
Thanks.
All right, have a good one. Was not expecting that right off the bat. Someone who'd already pledged the full $100 just to already see or get themselves the Ouya because they see the potential behind it. And he does make a lot of great points. It certainly does have potential. But of course, if it actually hits there, it all kind of depends. Let's see if we can't get someone else in here right away. Next up is Alex. Talking about the Ouya. Alex Liver or Liver. Probably said that wrong, but that's fine. Let's see if we can't get him in here. The virtual boy had potential. Hello, Alex. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Alex, where are you coming from?
I'm from Quebec, in Canada.
From Quebec. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you see in this Ouya console?
I don't really know, because I don't really know about it. I can say that it's really how I can say that. It's interesting because actually they create good games. Okay, I think the console will be good.
All right. Hey, I'm getting a lot of background noise right now, so if you've got like a TV or music on or anything, try to turn it down for me. But hey, so you're saying what's getting you interested about it is the fact that you can just create a game on there. Are you a game maker yourself, or do you know someone who would?
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know to say it because I'm French, so I.
That's all right.
It's difficult. It's because I don't create this. I'm not a producer of game, so I don't know how it works. So I can't really say.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if this comes out, or do you plan actually putting money to the Kickstarter? Do you plan on pledging it all, or do you plan on even buying one when it comes out?
Maybe I can put money on this to help. Maybe.
So you're kind of on the wait and see variety. Just like if it is successful, maybe you'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think you'll get one right when it comes out, or do you want to wait and see what happens
I'm
first?
gonna wait
Okay.
a few months to see how it works, how it good, and maybe I'm gonna buy it later.
All right. Okay. Very cool to hear. All right, man. I am going to move on, but thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Yeah. Have a good one,
You-
Alex.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ciao.
Very good point from Alex there, saying that it does have potential, so maybe you should wait a couple of months beforehand. I mean, anyone who actually is interested in the console, maybe they should wait a little bit. Let's see if we can't get someone else in here right away. And you know what? This guy doesn't even need introduction, so let's see if we can't get him in here right away.
Hey,
Hello,
Jared.
Destin. Hey, Destin. How you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Doing good. Remind everyone where you're calling from.
I'm calling from California.
California. Okay, have you seen this Ouya thing?
Yeah, I actually pledged for it. I got the $130
Did you really?
one that gives you a controller. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Why?
the company actually backing it, I believe they're just called Ouya.
Is it? Okay.
And they're comprised, the main woman on the video is actually an ex-IGN employee. And the other people involved with the company, they're actually not revealing their names because they could get fired from their current jobs. So they're all working in the industry right now.
Wait. So, like, people making it right now actually have positions elsewhere, and like this is like a side project?
Yeah, exactly. Well, some of them, but
Okay.
that's why they're not revealing like everybody working on it because they're all in the industry already. Now, the Ouya company has even reached out to companies that make like Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, stuff like that, about getting their games distributed on that platform.
So it's getting like Mass Effect or Assassin's Creed, like the big name franchises on the Ouya?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they've reached out about that, and you know, it's very early in development. They never expected this kind of response. And if you actually look at the pledge page, the most of the pledges, like 40,000 of them, which accounts for like 2.5 million, is people pledging to get the console.
Yes. A lot of people are pledging just to get the console itself. If you haven't seen the Kickstarter page, if you pledge $99 or more, you'll basically pay yourself, get yourself an Ouya from the get-go, and over 48,000 people have already done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I'm really interested in it because, you know, it's a very inexpensive console that, like, anybody can develop games for. And, like, I went to school for game design originally.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to me that, you know, anybody could, you know, throw a game on this thing, which is great because that will spur innovation. And I think that's why people are excited about it.
Now, the whole free-to-play thing, where basically every game has to be free and has microtransactions within there.
Well,
Like-
you know, that could be just like, here's a free demo of our game, and then you get
Right.
to a point where you have to unlock it. You know, Angry Birds has an interesting model where, you know, you play all the first levels for free, and then you unlock the additional ones for like $1 or $2 or something to unlock the full game. So there's a lot of various models that you can adapt for the free-to-play model. Like, I'm sure most of the bigger games will be like, you know, here's a free demo, and then you can pay to download it.
I had not heard that they were actually like trying to reel in the bigger AAA console games. So, I mean, now I'm getting confused. Like, are they going after like trying to bring the Android market home, or is this more of a more in competition with something like OnLive?
Probably something more like online because, you know, they've been talking, like, yes, they want people to hack the hell out of it.
Yes.
And, like, you know, companies like Microsoft and Sony have been so, like, anti-hacking. It's been annoying to, like, hackers. Like, all those hackers who got in trouble for hacking the PS3,
Yeah.
you know, Sony's so worried about them, like, oh, no, all our games are going to be free. With Ouya, they're like, just hack it. We don't care. You know, we just want to get these games out there and, like, get people excited about gaming again. Because, like, gaming started as some dude who hacked together something in like a lab on an oscilloscope, and that's how, you know, the console market got started. So like bringing back that sort of excitement and innovation about a console has me really excited, and that's why as soon as I knew about it, I pledged right away.
See, I could see like that kind of same kind of like possible innovation or whatever with something on like say Xbox Live Indie Arcade, and that hasn't really gone anywhere. So. Could we see like a kind of a repeat performance of like the Xbox Live Indie Arcade with something with the Ouya? I guess it depends on how they make their online service, which they haven't even revealed yet. Like what they actually mean, like front page or whatever. So I guess, yeah. So I mean, I know they're saying they can get like any game on there, but I only foresee like a handful of successes. You know?
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting, but like even if it's just like the Android market is flooded with crap because anybody can develop for it. But every once in a while you get like something that really shines through. And if you even look at like the example games they have like Madden 2012 on their list on their like mock-up version of the console, and Minecraft's on there and stuff like that.
Yeah, you do make a great point though. I mean, if anyone can develop for this thing, you're gonna have to wade through a lot of crap just to find anything good.
But like the Xbox actually has, you know, their indie arcade thing that you brought up, and there's a lot of crap on there. But every once in a while, we get something like that. I made a game with zombies in it. Was that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a game like Try Not to Fart.
Yeah, exactly. There's an Android game called Smart Girl Wants Farting, and you try and fart at appropriate points. But my point is, there's a lot of like really, really bad games.
Got it. But, innovation.
Yeah, but through those bad ones, you find the innovative ones, and who knows? Maybe they'll get distributed on Sony and Xbox if they're good enough.
That's a definite possibility.
And all those developers talking about like, oh, now I got to redo all my assets for like 720p. That's why Adobe Illustrator is your friend, because you can just up-res all your images, you know, and fix them easily. So. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Destin. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Getting a lot more people than I really expected saying they're actually pledging this thing. I'm honestly surprised. I'm not saying you guys are wrong or stupid or anything. I just, then again, it has over almost $5 million in pledge. I'm bound to run into somebody. Let's see if we can't get at least one more person in to talk about the Ouya. Coming up next is Jay Roku Jushi. Let's see if we can't get him in here. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Where are you calling from, man?
Hello. I'm calling from Washington. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all right. Hey, can you turn on your the stream a little bit? You're getting a lot of feedback right now.
Yeah,
right,
sorry.
hey,
I'm getting
turn
some
on
feedback
your,
here.
the stream a little bit. You're getting a lot of... All right. What's your real name?
Is that better?
Yeah, great. What's your real name?
All right, my real name is Joseph.
Joseph. Okay. So this Ouya thing, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, from some of the things that you said about it, like how it's coming out in March, less than a year from now, and they don't have lots of things finalized, that does have me kind of skeptical. But at the same time, I'm rather intrigued by it. I had never heard of it until you mentioned it, so...
Okay. So just based off of what I've said, what about it has gotten you the most intrigued?
Mainly the fact that it's so open, like anyone can program for it. Like, I was taking a programming class in college, and I actually bought a PSP because they could be hacked, and I could make programs for that. And this is kind of that same kind of thing. I could have a console that I could hook up to my TV. I could have a fully functioning controller. And I was looking at the specs on the website, and it looks like the controller has the 2 analog sticks, 8 action buttons, a touchpad on it. So that's like fully featured controller right there.
So would you get it because you're still interested in being able to create your own games?
Yeah, that's part of the thing, because I didn't really enjoy programming as much as I thought I would. But
okay. Honestly, neither did I.
Yeah. But yeah, that is... Well, that's what intrigued me with the PSP, and that kind of intrigued me here as well. And just seeing that so many people will be able to have that ability to get in there and make their own stuff is pretty interesting.
Okay. Huh. So have you messed around with a lot of other Android games as well, like on your phone or tablet or whatever? Or do you can you think of any cool Android games you would want to play on the TV, or are you more intrigued by the development side?
Yeah, I'm more intrigued by the development side, because I've seen some of the stuff that people have done with Homebrew, like on the PSP, on the Wii, and stuff like that, and having something where people are allowed to do that and they can just do whatever they want, not having any restrictions, not having to hack anything.
Yes. And then again, like Destin pointed out, we could get a lot of crap that way, or possibly offensive games. So hopefully, maybe they'll have some kind of moderation. We'll have to see. All right, Joseph, I just noticed that I am going way over my time right now, so I am going to move on, but thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for letting me talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
So what I'm kind of seeing on this Ouya thing is that from at least the people I've talked to tonight, a lot of people are really fascinated by the development side. The fact that anyone can create games for this thing, that's where everyone's like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. So a lot of people want to get this thing so they can crack it open and create their own games and put something up on there. It could just be because of who I chose, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of people who want the Ouya or want it to succeed because they want to play the games. And that's what's fascinating to me. A lot of developers are interested in it. But of course, this is just a lonely little live stream, radio show talking about it, so I have no idea what the consumers want, how they feel about it, or if they're even interested in it. But they are getting a lot of developer interest in there, clearly, with their almost $5 million pledge. Alright guys, we are going to take a brief break, listen to some music, and when we come back, we're going to talk about that amazing Spider-Man movie that just came out. Your thoughts, my thoughts, if it was good, if it wasn't, we'll let you know in a little bit. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Proshow Live. That was Space Pirates, coming off of the Castle Crasher soundtrack. So now let's talk some Spider-Man. And I am going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man movie, the one that just came out, what was it, a week and a half ago on July 4th? And I was going to put this into a vlog so that people can kind of watch the whole thing, but I haven't yet. Honestly, because I feel silly doing vlogs. Just my own insecurity I need to get over. But whatever. So let's talk about The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to start off by not talking about spoilers. So those who are here and interested and want to know what I thought about it, I'll give you a brief rundown. I did not love it. I did not like it. But I didn't hate it. It was okay. it was certainly it was a Spider-Man movie. I mean, there was the biggest thing is that it's stupid. Where do I start without spoiling things? So, I will say this: the actors are good. The actors that they got are good. The characters are bad, save for one. The plot was there's a lot of stupid scenes which I'll get into. So there's a lot of good action though. I did like action, and I know it's a retelling of an origin story again. Which we don't even need to see anymore, but people are still doing it. But as a whole, that's what I'll say. The movie is okay. Didn't hate it, didn't like it, didn't love it. It's okay. Is it better than Spider-Man 3? Yes. But so is the crap stain around my toilet. Is it better than Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man 2? I'll preference it. I'll say I prefer The Amazing Spider-Man over those two, because those two had a lot of cheese and a lot of camp. The Amazing Spider-Man doesn't have that kind of cheese or campy lines. Because if you go back and watch the Sam Raimi films, they are filled with those things. This one, not so much. I mean, it's not exactly like the Dark Knight, super moody and brooding and dark or whatever, but you can tell it's a little more serious. So there you go. If you're wondering my opinion on The Amazing Spider-Man, it's okay. Should you go see it? Yeah, it's got a couple pretty good action scenes. You'll probably enjoy those. Just know that the plot and the characters are awful. Now let's go into specifics. When I say specifics, I mean spoilers. So you have been forewarned. I hated all the characters. All of them. Except for Gwen Stacy. Let me start. Peter Parker, nothing about his character was done well. In fact, there's a lot of times where I didn't like him. And I know they tried to make him kind of like, relatable. It's like, oh, he's the nerdy kid that gets picked on a lot. Oh, we should feel bad for him. No, he was a douche a lot of times. And it made me really uncomfortable. I mean, one, I don't get the hair. Or the skateboard. I do like that he had more quips than the Raimi Spider-Mans. Like, he actually had more jokes to say during the fight scenes, which is good, because that's Spider-Man. That's what Spider-Man's supposed to do. I almost feel like he could have had a couple of more. But there's certainly much more prevalent than has been in any other movies. What I didn't like about him... This is going to sound blasphemous, but I don't care. The web shooters. In the original... Yes, I realize in the original comics or whatever, Spider-Man created his web shooters, and he created his webbing, and he shot them out of his wrists. They weren't organic. I didn't mind the organic web shooters, for the record. But my problem with this one is that Peter didn't invent anything. And I don't just mean about the web shooters. I mean, like, everything in the movie. He didn't invent anything. Except for that weird thing he uses to lock his door. Slowly. Like, like it moves really slow. It would have been faster for him to get up and just move the bolt and then sit back down. Let me give some specifics. His web shooter specifically, he doesn't create the webbing itself. He takes it... It's actually a little unclear, but I believe he takes the webbing material, whatever, out of his dad's stash, and then he modifies a watch so that it can shoot it. And by modify a watch, I mean he puts a red LED light on it. For whatever reason. I mean, they're trying to bring home that, oh, Spider-Man's this brilliant scientist. Okay. So how come he didn't do anything? Even the formula that he gives to Dr. Connors, he didn't even make himself. That he took from his dad's notebook. So like all the actual like sciencey things that Spider-Man is supposed to know or do, he didn't. He got from other people. Which I didn't like. I didn't like the Lizard because he was evil simply for the fact of being evil. Like he was just a normal guy and suddenly he's like, "Raw people are weak and stupid. All people must be lizards." Ugh. And they never really say why he went evil. I mean, they tried to in a single scene where he was like thinking or talking to himself, but it's completely unclear if it was like a split personality thing or if he was just going bonkers or what. And if it was split personality, holy crap, they've done that 3 times before. Didn't care for that. But I did like Gwen Stacy. Why? Because she did stuff. She didn't just like wait around for a bad guy to pick her up and hang her over a bridge or something. Like towards the end of the movie where she has to create a vaccine or antidote or whatever for this lizard gas. That's what it was. Like she's actually like creating it, and then when the lizard shows up, she'll like wreck him. She like uses a Bunsen burner to hit the sprinkler system, so the doors close down, the blast doors close down, so it's harder for him to get in. And when the lizard actually finds them, she starts trying to burn the hell out of them using a spray can and the Bunsen burner. Like that was cool. She was doing stuff. She wasn't like completely useless. So I did like Gwen Stacy. Also, Martin Sheen as Uncle Ben. But you could put Martin Sheen as Uncle anything and he would do an amazing job. I could honestly talk about this for like a full hour on all my little problems I had with it that just kind of all added up. So I'll try to condense this a lot more. Other things I didn't like, the 3D first-person scenes were stupid. I mean, I know why they put them in there, because, it's a 3D Spider-Man. See it from Spider-Man's point of view. But they did it too much, and in places where it didn't belong it. Like towards the end of the movie, where the lizard throws Spider-Man off the Oscorp Tower or whatever, it cuts to his first-person view for like a second and a half, and then it cuts back. And it was just jarring. The crazy dudes asked me if I saw it in 3D. I did not. I watched it in 2D. So I mean, I get why they put it in there, but they did way too much. And for the record, if you're wondering what the worst single-handedly worst part of that whole movie was, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Crane Bridge. Oh, good lord, was that stupid. Those freaking cranes. Spider-Man's hurt, and he can't get to the building because he's shot in the leg and he keeps climbing on stuff. We better make a bridge of cranes so he can swing across them. Because, Spider-Man's never been able to swing across anything else ever before. Going across the side of a building, he keeps climbing with a freaking injured leg, dumbass. And then when the freaking crane bridge shows up, then he webs up his wound and he's suddenly better. There's a lot of backstory to it. But it was dumb. It was really stupid. You know what, maybe I will do a vlog on it because I have a lot to say. And people sometimes like watching that crap. I don't know why. It's just me. So yeah, Spider-Man movie. It was okay. Should you go see it? I'll say yes, because there's decent action in there. But I don't think it's amazing. That's a pun. Really didn't intend that. So I didn't care for the movie a whole lot. What did you guys think? Let me know. Go on to Skype, add in Proshow Live under the Skype contact name. It's one word, Proshow Live. If you added me in the past, try adding me again, because I do have to refresh my contacts every time I go into a new subject. Did you like the movie? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? Do you agree with what I say? Do you disagree? Whatever. What did you guys think of the movie? Those of you who have saw it. Or those of you who haven't seen it. Anything you want to ask as a skeptic or someone who's not sure if they should actually see the movie. Just let me know. All I gotta do is call in Proshow Live on Skype. We'll see if we can't get you in here. And we'll talk some Spider-Man. Which, for the record, Spider-Man is not my favorite hero. But that's whatever. Let's see if we can't get this going right away. First one up is Metro85, talking Spider-Man. Let's see if we can't get him in here. Hello?
Hello? Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
What's your name, man?
Mike.
Mike, where are you calling from?
Ontario.
Ontario, Canada. All right, do me a favor and turn down your stream volume just a little bit, or maybe the Skype volume, because I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Better?
Yes?
Okay.
No, maybe not. I'm still hearing myself.
Hey, 1 second, let me just throw my headphones on then.
All right, well, I'll let you adjust that. And while you're doing that, I'll ask you, have you seen Spider-Man? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think?
Yet.
Okay. Do you have any questions about it, or other things that you wish I would go into more in depth about? Or anything you want to say about the movie in general?
Just from stuff, I've seen a lot of scenes from it. I haven't seen the entire movie yet. I'm going to see it tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
But from what I've seen, just some of the stuff you were talking about, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
Okay.
With the whole him not making his own webbing, it seems that what they're trying to do with this is they're trying to not only create their own kind of path to it, they're trying to blend the comics into one.
What do you mean?
So, like, the whole him not making his own webbing was a fact that was included in the Ultimate series.
Yep.
So, it could be that, but at the same time, they're including the original web shooters and the introduction of Gwen Stacy over Mary Jane, which is more from the original.
Yeah.
They're also seeming... This is just a speculation from some people I talk with. The whole his parents being missing thing might be... There was an old Spider-Man plot that linked his parents into S.H.I.E.L.D. And with Spider-Man, or Sony losing the rights soon, they might be trying to lead into a blend of Spider-Man into the Avengers.
Not familiar with the Avenger plotline link in there, honestly. Like, I'm not like a huge Spider-Man fan, so I don't know everything. But now you're saying, like, you know, they could be leading it into the Avengers. But the whole reason this movie was made was so that Sony wouldn't lose the rights to Spider-Man. And as long as they continue to make Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man cannot be in the Avengers.
I thought that Sony still lost the rights, though, in, like 2 years.
They basically have to make a movie, otherwise they would have lost the rights. They have to have another one come out in 2 years in order to keep the rights going. So if they don't do anything with it, well, then they're not going to keep it. And then Marvel Disney can get it back, and then they can actually put Spider-Man in Avengers, which would be amazing.
Yeah, see, that's more of a... That was an ultimate timeline, was that he was part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I know there was a point where Spider-Man was in the Avengers. But, yeah, again, not a huge Spider-Man fan, so I didn't dig the whole parents' mystery thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Another thing, I didn't get why, see, I haven't seen it. I don't... From someone who's seen it, what is the mystery villain at the end? Do you know?
I have no idea.
My friends described it as a guy in a hood, so I'm like,
It's literally a guy you've never seen before.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue, and I know what you're talking about. There's a brief scene after the credits.
Yeah.
And it's just
I'm
stupid.
hoping for something like maybe a Hobgoblin and or a Mysterio in the movies.
See, I would always like to see Mysterio in the movies.
Mysterio would be something they could do really well with 3D and CGI, because it would be fitting. He's an illusionist.
Yeah, it would be, but hopefully they don't do anything with 3D.
Well, it's the thread right now.
Yeah.
Lucas
All right, I'm gonna
is
see if
going
I
to keep
can
that
get some. I'm gonna try to get some other guys in here. But hey, man, thanks for calling in and thanks for listening.
No problem.
All right, have a good
All
one.
right, but you too.
Who else is around here? talking Spider-Man. And again, he hasn't seen the movie, so hopefully I didn't spoil too much for him. I didn't try to taint it or make him not enjoy the movie. Because I think you can enjoy the movie under the right circumstances. Especially if you know a lot about Spider-Man. Maybe you will. Let's see if we can't get someone else in here. Coming up next is Mac Chambers, calling in about Spider-Man. Hello.
Hello.
Hey man, where are you calling from?
Oshawa, Ontario.
Another Canada. Wow. All right. Have you seen the movie?
No, not yet.
Okay, is there anything that you want to say about it?
I've heard from a lot of my friends who have seen it. It's really good, but they don't like that it's trying to go really serious when Spider-Man's been known for campiness.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think it's that dark and serious.
Yeah, hearing the crane thing, I'm like, Jesus, what is this?
Yeah, well,
But-
even the crane thing, like that isn't just camp. It's just stupid.
I don't really like the idea of web shooters. Like, when I saw it in the trailer, I just couldn't. I was like, no, please. I'm so used to him just having the regular webs in the movies, like in the first three. So
So you do prefer the organic
Yeah.
web shooters?
yeah, I don't really like his web shooters.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him either this time. Which another weird part that I saw that I didn't quite understand is at one point where he shoots his webbing, and then he actually manages to retract it back in. And I would love to know what button on his watch does that. For the record,
Yeah,
when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like he's always shooting webbing,
I've seen
and suddenly.
bits of it. So
Yeah. So are you huge? Are you like a huge Spider-Man
I'm not
fan?
really into like mainstream Marvel stuff. I'm a Dark Horse fan. Like I like the
Oh,
Dune
okay.
and Sin City. But when a Marvel movie comes out, I'm always intrigued.
You guys go see it.
Yeah, I'll go see it because I have people who will take me to go see it for free. So of course I'm gonna go see it.
Huh. So even after like what we're talking about, are you still intrigued to see it?
I'm still probably gonna go see it. Like, I've seen all the other Spider-Man movies, even 3, even though I didn't want to. But yeah, so I'll probably go see it and I'll enjoy it. Like, I'm hoping that the 3D is pretty decent, even though I hate the 3D thing.
Yeah, I saw it in 2D, so I have no idea how it actually looks in 3D. But I did not care for the first-person scenes.
Yeah, seeing that and in the first trailer, it was exactly like Mirror's Edge, and I was like, jump.
Yeah,
I felt that's what the Amazing Spider-Man game should have been. It should have
Yeah.
just been Mirror's Edge 2.
perfect. All right, man, I'm going to move on to get someone else in here, but thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much
All
for
right.
calling in. I really appreciate it. All right, have yourself
Thanks.
a good one.
You too. Bye.
Coming up next is Cody O'Brien, who actually says he saw the Amazing Spider-Man movie and he liked it. Or enjoyed it, at least, is his actual words. We'll see what he really thinks about it in just a second here. See if we can't get Cody. Still calling. And hello, Cody. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Cody, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, hey, where are you calling from?
Arkansas.
From Arkansas. Okay, so you saw the movie,
Yeah.
and you liked it.
Yeah, I had a fun time watching it. I missed the first 20 minutes because I arrived late to the movie.
Nah, you didn't miss much. If you've seen Spider-Man, if you've ever seen Spider-Man before, you have a general idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about it did you like, or any of my points you disagree with, or anything that you want to say?
I enjoyed the first-person scenes. Since I saw
You
it in
did?
3D, I felt like I was I was Spider-Man when he was going through the city and stuff.
So, again, I didn't see it in 3D, so you actually did like it when they switched to his point of view?
Yeah, it made me feel like I was Spider-Man going through the city and when he was fighting Crocodile and stuff like that.
Did anyone get motion sick?
Not to my knowledge. I
feel
did
like
see a
that.
couple people walk in and out of the movie theater during those scenes, so they might have.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like at least someone out there got motion sick from there. So okay, so what about the movie did you like?
The best scene, in my opinion, was the Stan Lee scene because it just made me laugh. He
Oh,
was just sitting there going through the library.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Stan Lee makes a cameo.
I think it's pretty obvious because I think he has a contract where Eric has to be in there for at least a minute.
This was definitely one of his longer cameos compared to his other
was.
ones where he only had like 5-10 seconds.
I was really confused why Peter Parker was using a skateboard. I didn't really see a point to him using a skateboard.
You know, I agree with that. I feel like that's something they did on purpose to try to, I guess, modernize the character. Kids still skateboard, right? I don't know.
I have no clue.
And I don't know about you, but I didn't actually really care for the skateboarding montage scene as he's like kind of slowly learning his powers and all that. And you see him kind of jump over larger and larger things.
Yeah, that really confused him. Like, it didn't really seem like a good way for him to learn how to use his powers correctly.
Yeah, and it didn't really build to anything. Like, at no point was he like jumping over completely ridiculous like sized objects. He was just Spider-Man skateboarding, unless this whole thing was just a nice, tip of the hat to Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah. And there was another scene that kind of made me wonder what he was doing when he was on top of the skyscraper about to test out the webbing, and he was slowly taking each finger off. And then he just falls off.
At which part again?
When he was on top of the building thing and he was about to test out the webbing.
Uh-huh.
And he was slowly taking out off, slowly removing each finger till there was one left, and he just falls right off.
I wish I could remember that part. I honestly don't.
And he's in his normal clothing, and he's like running through like a cafe and knocking stuff down.
Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, there's again kind of a couple of questionable scenes, which, a lot of those scenes they felt like they kind of had to have in there, but they didn't really like build to anything that made the scene worthwhile.
And that secret ending really confused me because at first I thought it was like Osborn, like he died, because they keep talking about him being sick, but I read that the creators confirmed it was not him, but somebody else.
Yeah, that whole ending scene which is after the credits just confused me, and again, a lot like a lot of the other scenes, didn't really seem to build to anything other than I feel like that one scene actually was pretty much saying, "Hey, there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
Look out!"
And I have to agree with you about the skyscraper. They just pretty much where like Spider-Man's legs injured, and they get all those cranes.
Yes.
I thought that was really stupid.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But despite all of this, you still enjoyed the movie, though, right?
Yeah, I still had a fun time. I went with some friends, and when we were done, we couldn't stop talking about it.
All right, well, there you go. And that's, for some people, that's all you really need. I mean, there could be stupid things in there, but if you still enjoyed yourself while you're watching, that's all you really need.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get moving on here, Cody, because, again, I'm moving over my time limit. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for calling in. I really
thanks for
appreciate
calling me.
it. Yeah, have a good one, dude.
Have a good day.
And again, I could go on and talk about The Amazing Spider-Man for a half hour. I brought a notepad with me. I just wrote down things as I was watching the movie, so I have like this huge list of things to talk about. But this is neither the time or the place. I want to thank everyone who had called in today to talk with me about Spider-Man and the Ouya. And again, I say it a lot, but I really do appreciate whenever you guys take the time out of your day to listen to the show or watch it, or even call in. Really appreciate it that way. This is Proshow Live. We do this every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I talk about whatever subject I want to talk about, and more importantly, you guys get to call in and voice your opinion too. Because you know what? I can talk a lot, but sometimes hearing from you guys is more important. If you want to support the show, you can simply do that by sharing about it, telling other people about it. Anyone who just enjoys just nice discussion about whatever nerdy, geeky things we want to talk about, let them know that they can come in and watch. and listen and be a part of it. If you'd like to support in a monetary way, there is a large donation button towards the bottom of the Twitch channel. Feel free to do it that way. Every little bit helps and will go directly towards supporting the show. Again, every Sunday, so be sure to tune in next week where we talk about more stuff and we get some more people in here. Just talking. Just chatting with you guys. So that'll do it for me and for Proshow Live. Until next week, I guess I'll see you guys then.